Investing for beginners. Now, since my last video on how to invest even when you are getting started, I've been getting a lot of questions on how do you get started investing in the stock market. That's a very good question. You see, when it comes to investing, do not get fancy. You don't need sophisticated, complicated techniques. If anything, you want to go with something very, very simple, something very proven. Most wealthy people that I know, they invest in only a number of things. Could be real estate, could be index fund, could be the stock market, their own businesses. That's it. They're not chasing the latest, what you see on social media, the latest investment scheme and things like that. No, they only invest in long-term proven investment vehicles. Stocks are one of those vehicles. Maybe you're not in a position to invest in real estate. That's okay, you're still saving up some money. When it comes to creating wealth, I want you to understand something here. Skill, right? Skill, your investing skill, that's very, very critical. But what is more important is discipline. Discipline, having that discipline. Don't get the shiny object syndrome. Let's say you could go back in time. You and I could go back in time and you invest $1,000 in Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company. You invest in that stock. Now, at the time, the stock was trading at about $19 a share. Fast forward today, the Class A shares of Berkshire Hathaway, about $300,000 a share. If back in the days, you would have invested $1,000 in Berkshire Hathaway, fast forward today, do you know how much that would be worth? Comment below. That would be worth over $16 million. For most people, earning $16 million is virtually impossible. But putting aside $1,000 and you don't even think about it, you don't look at it ever again, and one day you wake up, you've got 16 million bucks in your portfolio. But that's not the most amazing part. Do you know if you would have invested $1,000 since 1964, every single year until today, how much that would be worth? Your portfolio would be worth roughly $124 million. $124 million. I want you to think about that for a moment. Let the number sink in. You see, the key to creating wealth is actually very, very simple. All you need to do is to earn more money than what you actually spend, either through a high-income skill or multiple income skills or a scalable business. That's all you need to do. And then you take the difference, right, the spread, and you invest the difference into some kind of investments, solid investments over a long period of time. That's it. Nothing complicated about it. There's nothing complicated about it. You see, let's say if you're making $35,000 a year, let's say you make $35,000 a year. Every single person has made, most people in their lifetime, over $1 million. You take $35,000 a year, you times that by 40 years. That's $1.4 million. That's over $1 million. You have $1 million slip through your fingers. But we just don't know and we don't have the habits of investing, and that's the issue. Instead of looking for the greatest investment, develop the best, the greatest investing habits. Not wait till you have money. Because if you're not investing the little bit of money that you have today, guess what? As you make more money, you're not going to invest it. It's not going to happen. You're making $1,000, you're not investing $1. What makes you think when you make $10,000, $100,000, you're going to invest more and more? It's not going to happen. You don't have the habits of investing. It's not about chasing the latest investments. Now you may be thinking, so Dan, what are you saying? You mean that all I need to do is just put a little bit of money aside, put it in some kind of low-fee index fund, and that's all I need to do? Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. That's it. People want all these fancy techniques and all these things. When you notice, when you actually study how investing works and how wealthy investors invest, that's exactly what they do. They're not trying to kill the golden goose that lays the eggs to go buy their Ferrari. No. When you have the habits of investing, here's how money works. Very interesting. When you get how money works, when you know and when you have the discipline, more money comes to you. When you're not desperate, when you feel secure. Money is a very interesting thing. When you're putting money aside, suddenly you have more money, and you put some more money aside, and then you have more money. Then when you keep improving and upgrading your skill sets, you can earn more, then you invest more. Now you can enjoy life. Money doesn't go to the people who need it the most. Money goes to the people who knows how to multiply money. That's the key. When you understand how this works, everything is simple. So that's what I recommend. You don't need to learn how to pick that perfect stock. You don't need to learn how to pick the perfect investment. You don't even need to be a sophisticated investor. If you want to do that, you could. I'm saying for most people, they simply don't have the time or the discipline or the intelligence to learn how to do that. You don't need that to win. What you need is to have the discipline. Put some money aside, invest for the long term. Now you may be thinking, okay, Dan, I get it. That's the 40-year plan. What do I need to do 30, 40 years investing over the long term? But what if I want to become a more sophisticated investor? I want to be an active investor. My 3, 5, 7-year plan, what do you suggest? In February, I'm conducting a small intimate workshop called Secrets of the Rich for a small group of my students, for my fans. Now, I've never done this before. This is the first time I'm doing this. Usually when I do an event, it's with a very, very big group of my students. This is going to be a very, very intimate event where I'm going to teach you how do you become a professional investor? How do you build that foundation? Some of the fundamentals that you have to understand. So it doesn't matter what you invest in, you will now have the intelligence for the rest of your life to look at different opportunities, to not lose money, not to chase the latest investment gimmicks and schemes, any of that stuff. Las Vegas, February. If you want to see me live, if you want me to train you in person, this is your opportunity. Click the link below and reserve your seat today. Seatings are extremely limited, and I look forward to seeing you in Vegas.